Published 1637 EDT, the 1st of September 2017. Updated 2041 EDT, the 1st of September 2017. Where was this Scotland performance when they needed it most? On a balmy night in Vilnius, Gordon Strachan's team maintained hopes of qualification for a World Cup playoff. Time will tell if it's too little, too late. Against opponents who have normally proved far more troublesome of late. Goals from Stuart Armstrong, Andrew Robertson and James McArthur made this an unusually comfortable night. News of a late Slovakia goal for Adam Nemec against Slovenia removed some of the wind from Scotland's sails, but only a little. After an awful start to the campaign, there are new and unexpected grounds for optimism now. It's tempered by a grim knowledge of recent history. Scotland have blown better positions than this. Even so, with 3 games remaining, the improbable no longer seems unthinkable. Stuart Armstrong gets his head on a cross to put Scotland ahead in Lithuania on Friday night. Armstrong is mobbed by his Scotland teammates after getting the side off on the right foot. The prospect of relying on England for favours would usually be enough to bring the Tartan army out in hives. But a defeat for Jan Kozak's side at Wembley on Monday night would surely carry the Scots to within touching distance of second in Group F before Slovakia travel to Glasgow next month. Strachan's team have momentum behind them. Their timing, they run well. This was a much-changed team from the side which stuttered and stumbled to a damaging draw against the same opposition at Hampden last October. To be blunt, it showed. Last Saturday night, Stuart Armstrong was hauling Gary Mackay-Steven from a freezing Glasgow river. His fishing trip here was a less frantic affair, helping himself to his first goal for Scotland. It's remarkable to ponder now that when Lithuania drew in Glasgow, there wasn't a single Celtic player in the starting 11. Last night there were 6, the players who carried the Parkhead side to the Champions League, seamlessly transferring the winning habit to international football. Liverpool's new signing Andrew Robertson wheels away in celebration after adding a second. Armstrong's opening goal was timely. Strachan was bawling at Lee Griffiths to take a short corner when he defied team orders, and the manager can be very pleased he did. Thumping the ball into a crowded penalty area, Armstrong duly planted a header into the corner of the net from 8 yards. Scotland, deservedly, were on the way. Stuart is a top player and has come on in the last year, said Strachan. He wasn't on the radar and not getting a regular game at Celtic. But has done well. But I must say I thought one of the standout performers was James McArthur. After the first 15 minutes I was thinking, oh, but he came back from that, and that's mental strength. McArthur topped off the scoring with the 3rd goal in the final scoreline didn't flatter the Scots. Crystal Palace midfielder James McArthur made sure of the points by adding a 3rd in Vilnius, in contrast with the dire last meeting in Glasgow when McArthur salvaged a late point. The national side had an urgency and tempo to the game. Energy starkly missing earlier in the campaign. This was always a shelled-win game. But in 4 visits to Lithuania the Scots had only won once. It was important to make a statement here. They duly delivered. It's been quite a few weeks for Andrew Robertson. The left-back signed for Liverpool for £10 million became a father for the first time last week and completed a hell of a treble here by becoming the first Anfield player to score for Scotland since Kenny Dalglish's thunderbolt against Spain in 1984. It was a fine and timely goal in the 30th minute, stemming from some fine play from Matt Phillips. Nights like this make you wonder why the West Brom player was earning only his 5th cap after years of skirting around the fringes. A regular starter in the Premier League, injury has been his enemy at international level. McArthur is congratulated by Charlie Mulgrew as Scotland celebrates scoring the third goal. "We tried to get him in the squad for the England game at Wembley," said Strachan. "He was injured that time, so we've been trying to get him in ever since, and he has picked up injuries. So after a year of trying to get him in, HES made it." A swift break from Phillips picked out James Forrest, drifting across the pitch from his usual right-sided beat. Rolling the ball 5 yards to Robertson, the ex-Dundee United man produced a chipped, dinked finish from the edge of the area to put Scotland 20 ahead. Suddenly this was looking unexpectedly comfortable. The second half called for the qualities Brendan Rodgers has drilled into 6 of the starters here at club level: calm, composure and poise. A third goal would do no harm either, and it very nearly came in the 52nd minute after more overlapping full-back play on the left from the excellent Robertson. His probing, curling cross to the back post picked out Griffiths for a volley blazed high and wide. A 2-goal lead can be a dangerous thing. 1 goal would give Lithuania a slither of hope, and it very nearly came on the hour mark. Lithuania's defense can only watch on as Armstrong's header nestles in the bottom corner. Former Hearts player Alvydas Novikovas had been the most dangerous player in yellow, forcing Craig Gordon into a fingertip save from a first-half free kick. In the home nation's best spell of the second half, he got the run on Kieran Tierney, thumping a driven cross into the penalty area. The ball took an unkind ricochet off Christoph Berra and fell for Hibs attacker Vikintas Slivka 12 yards from goal. The 2,000 Scotland fans banked behind the goal fell temporarily silent as a bouncing half-volley contrived to miss the target. A third goal would remove the prospect of late drama. Armstrong almost claimed it when he weaved his way through the home defence with a deft run, a placed shot parried by keeper Ernestas Setkas. But it was coming, as in Glasgow, when his late strike proved crucial. McArthur killed the game stone dead with 17 minutes to play. It was a marvellously simple affair, stemming from awful defending. Matt Ritchie, on as a sub for Forrest in the 65th minute, took a quick throw into the unmarked Griffiths. The striker rolled the ball across the face of goal for McArthur to take a touch and make it 30 at the back post. Game over. Job done. There's work to do yet. Slovakia and Slovenia will provide sterner tests than this. Yet both have England to play while Scotland don't. Not a minute too soon. Strachan's team are building up a head of steam. Gordon Strachan's side still have a job on their hands to qualify for the World Cup in 2018.